Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here to get your weekend started with some Friday sports. The Hutchinson Hitman Invitational Hockey Tournament ended an exciting first day of action on Thursday night. No lead is safe in this round robin. Monroe held off Delta 5-3 in the opener after a late rally from the Huskies in the third period. Well, the Glen Allen Panthers did the same against the Hutchinson Hawks. Hutchinson was just running away with the game, leading 6-1 in the beginning of the third, but Glen Allen, they flipped the switch. The Panthers scored 4 unanswered in about 2 minutes to make it a 6-5 game. Jordan Sundergaard had a game-high 4 goals, including 2 in 15 seconds. But the defending Greatland State champion Hawks regrouped and got the all-important insurance goal with 8 minutes left by senior Brandon Rustad, who scored twice. He added a helper as well as part of his 4-point game, leading 4 other Hawks players who had multi-point games. Hutchinson survives with a 7-5 win. The Rams and Panthers play today, while Delta and Hutch have the night game. Saturday, Delta will play Glen Allen at 3 p.m., and Monroe and Hutch will battle at 5:15 at the Patty Center. And down in Anchorage, 2 interior teams lost their season openers. West Valley fell in overtime to Service 3-2. The Wolfpack were up 2-1 in the third before Jack Martinson forced the extra period. Then Brandon Vukinson scored the game winner at the 2:44 mark for Service. Gabe Rankin and Stanley Skolrosi and Stashi Skolrosi scored for the Pack. Lathrop lost to West Anchorage 3-1. The Malings were up 1-0 after Arthur Edrin's power play goal in the second period, but the Eagles scored 3 unanswered to win it. West outshot the Mutes 45-16. Lathrop faces Diamond tonight, while West Valley would take on defending state champion South Anchorage. Staying with prep sports, the high school wrestling season is in full swing. Allison and Hutchinson are in Houston High School for the Houston Invitational Wrestling Tournament. The 4A teams, they started wrestling practice last Wednesday, and the 3A teams have been competing in tournaments and matches since October 16th. Hutchinson and Allison were in last weekend's Lime Solar ACS Wrestling Invitational. Jesse Roll of Hutch led all interior wrestlers with a 6th place finish in the 285-pound class. Next weekend will be the big local wrestling tournament hosted by the Hutchinson Hawks, the Hutchinson Meltdown. But before that tourney, West Valley will take on North Pole in their MAC season opening meet this coming Tuesday night at North Pole. A few local high school baseball players were picked to play in Arizona for the Under Armour Baseball Factory. Lathrop's Ryan Purdue was selected after trying out in July in Anchorage for this weekend's tournament camp. West Valley's Trent Shue and Jake Krieger will go in December. The Under Armour Baseball Factory is in its 20th year and has trained many MLB players who wind up getting drafted as well. Purdue will be joined by players from Ketchikan and South Anchorage for this weekend's tournament and camp. Monroe standout and Alaska State Gatorade Player of the Year from last year, Scooter Bynum, was in this same camp last year. Players from all over the country compete in the training and competition camp, which started Thursday and runs through Monday. This weekend, you can get your fill of local sports events in the interior. Tomorrow at noon, get your first look at the UAF women's basketball team at noon in the Patty for the exhibition with the alumni. The MAC volleyball title game begins at 1 p.m. at Lathrop High School. At 3 p.m., UAF and UAA will clash in a rivalry volleyball match. Also, the Yukon Title Classic runs through Sunday at the Fairbanks Curling Club. Teams are competing for $3,600. And then nightcap, the Alaska Natic hockey team will take on Bowling Green in Game 2 of their series. And at 7:30, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs will wrap up their weekend series with the Kenai River Brown Bears at the Big Dipper. For the full weekend sports schedule, visit the sports page on Webster11.com. It's Friday, so we wrap things up with the play of the week, and it comes from the hockey rink and the swimming pool. We have another tie for the POTW, if you will. Monroe's Dylan Steele finds teammate Matthias Shumagala. That's a junior to freshman connection there for a goal in last weekend's hockey jamboree. Also getting into top play honors is the North Pole boys 400-yard freestyle relay team. They won by 7/100ths of a second over Lathrop in the Region 6 championships last weekend. Joshua Handelin gets the wall first. To pick the next play of the week for Friday's top play, watch for the I-5, the interior top 5 plays on Mondays during the weekend recap. And that'll do it for sports at 6, but come back tonight for hockey highlights and more in the Sports Nightcap. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.